Hi, how are you? Are you ready to learn some new things in Unit 6? We have some terrific things to practice. Let's start with a quick review of the things we did in Unit 5. It's your turn. Tell Kathleen not to give the book to Anna. Use a pronoun instead of Anna's name. You should have said, don't give the book to her, or don't give her the book. Now ask her to give the book to Ismail. You should have said, please give the book to him, or please give him the book. Now let's remember have and has to. Use those words in a sentence with these words. Are you ready? They go to the bank. You should have said, they have to go to the bank. Now try this one. She mail a letter. You should have said, she has to mail a letter. Let's review making a choice. Do you like to write with a pen or a pencil? Choose this one. You should have said, I'd rather write with a pen. Ask me if I want ice cream or cookies. You should have said, do you want ice cream or cookies? Ice cream, please. Excellent. The more you practice, the better your English is becoming, so keep working hard. When we talk about more than one thing, we change the name of that thing a little. Sometimes we add S to the name, and sometimes we add ES, and some words change in other ways. Listen for the changes in the names of things when we talk about more than one in this next section of the unit. Jesus, there's a car in this garage. How many cars are there in the garage now?
There are 2 cars in the garage.
There are 2 cars in the garage. Ismail, there's a dish in the sink. How many dishes are in the sink now?
There are 3 dishes in the sink.
Good answer. There are 3 dishes in the sink. Now it's your turn. There's a match on the table. How many matches are on the table now? You should have said, there are 2 matches on the table. Look at the next video. There's a child on the trampoline. How many children are on the trampoline now? You should have said, there are 2 children on the trampoline. Good work. Let's try another one. There's a lady in the store. How many ladies are in the store now? You should have said, there are 2 ladies in the store. Look at this picture. There's a toy on the table. Ask me how many toys are on the table now. You should have said, how many toys are on the table? There are 4 toys on the table. Good job. Now it's your turn again. There's a loaf of bread on the table. How many loaves of bread are on the table now? You should have said, there are 3 loaves of bread on the table. Can you see the bus on the street in this video? How many buses are on the street now? You should have said, there are 2 buses on the street. Do you see the boy in the kitchen? Ask Ismail how many boys are in the kitchen now. You should have said, how many boys are in the kitchen?
There are 3 boys in the kitchen.
Good. Now it's your turn to answer a question again. There's a knife on the table. How many knives are on the table now? You should have said there are 3 knives on the table. There's a leaf on the ground. How many leaves are on the ground now? You should have said there are 3 leaves on the ground. There's a glass on the table. How many glasses are on the table now? You should have said there are 2 glasses on the table. Terrific work. You heard a lot of words that meant more than one in that exercise. And you probably noticed that when we talked about more than one, we used there are. When I was talking about just one object, I used there is. There is a car, one car. There are 2 cars. Did you catch that? There is a boy, only one boy. But there are 3 boys. Good remembering. You also learned through that exercise that there are many ways that we can change the names of things to mean more than one. And we're going to use the blackboard up here to show you some of those common ways. On some words, all we do is add an S. Car, 1. Cars. Book, 1 book. Books means more than one. Letter, 1 letter. Letters, more than one. Apple means just 1 apple. Apples means more than one. So with some words we can just add S to make it mean more than one. Some words you have to add ES to the end of to mean more than one. Words that end with S or SH, CH, Z, or X. I'll show you some of those words now. This is match, 1 match. If we want it to mean more than one, we have to make it matches. Notice it adds an extra syllable to the word. Match, matches, more than one. 1 dish. If we want it to mean more than one, we make it into dishes by adding ES to the end of dish. This is only 1 glass that you take a drink from, 1 glass. If we want more than 1 glass, we add ES to make glasses. Let's try one more. This is box. More than 1 box, we make boxes. An extra syllable added to box. So we can add S. Sometimes we have to add ES. Let's look at another word. With some words, words that end in a consonant and then the letter Y, we need to really change those words to make them mean more than one. Look at this word. This word is lady. Here's the consonant D and then Y following that. If we want to mean more than one lady, we need to change the Y to the letter I and then add ES. Ladies. It's a big change from lady to ladies. The next one, try dictionary. How am I going to mean more than one dictionary? Remember what we did to lady? I need to change the Y to an I, good, and add ES, good. Dictionaries. Ladies, dictionaries, they mean more than one. Let me show you another word. This may fool you. Toy. It ends in Y, but there isn't a consonant before the Y. This is a vowel. Remember the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. O is a vowel in front of the final Y. When we change this word to mean more than one, it's easy. We just add S. Toys. One toy, more than one toy is toys. One boy, how do we mean more than one? Boys. One key that you use to unlock the door, make it mean more than one? Add an S. Keys. Good job. Let's look at other ways we mean more than one. Sometimes words that end in F need to be changed to make them mean more than one. Look here. This is loaf, like a loaf of bread. When we want more than one loaf, we have to change the F to a V and add ES. Loaves. 2 loaves of bread. Knife. 1 knife. We're going to make it mean more than one. Again, we need to change that F sound. We change the F sound to a V and add ES. Knives. Let's try one more word. This word is leaf. 1 leaf. Tell me what I should do to make it mean more than one. Change the F to V, good, and add ES. Leaves. More than one leaf? Leaves. Good. Some words change a lot when they mean more than one, and you're just going to have to remember those words when you come to them. Let me give you a few examples. This word is child. When we want to mean more than one child, we make it into the word children. Children means more than one. Foot. If you're talking about more than one foot, you use the word feet. It changes the whole sound of that word. One man. How do we talk about more than one man? We use a new word, men. And the word woman changes almost the same way that man changes. We make it into women. It's pronounced a little differently, women. So some words change completely when we make them mean more than one. There's one more kind of word I'd like to talk about when we change it to mean more than one. And these words don't change at all. This word is fish. One fish. If we're talking about 2, we still use fish. 2 fish, 3 fish, 40 fish. It stays the same. And the word sheep is the same way. 1 sheep or more than 1 sheep is still called sheep. It will take some practice to remember all the ways of changing words from one to mean more than one. But keep practicing. You're doing a great job. Maybe you noticed another thing about endings that make words mean more than one. Although most of the endings are written with the letter S, you don't always hear that S sound at the end of the word. Some of those words that we wrote on the board a few minutes ago sounded like they were ending in Z with the Z sound. I can tell you why that's so. Let's talk first about two kinds of sounds, voiced and voiceless sounds. Take your hand and put it right here on your throat. Now say like the letter M says, You can feel your throat vibrating, can't you? That sound is a voiced sound. You can feel the vibration in your throat. Now say the sound k, k. You don't feel any vibration, do you? That's because the sound k, like the letter K makes, is a voiceless sound. We just learned two letters to help us distinguish voiced and voiceless sounds. M was a voiced sound. K gave us a voiceless sound. Some other letters that give us voiceless sounds are T. Put your hand to your throat and say T, T. No vibration. Also, let's see. Let's try the sound made by the letter P. P, P. No vibration. These are voiceless sounds. Try the sound made by the letter L. Oh, you can really feel a vibration on that one, can't you? Let's see. Try the sound made by N. A lot of vibration with that one, too. You're going to meet a lot of sounds that will give you voiced and voiceless sounds. We're going to go to the chart in just a minute, but I brought some things that you may not recognize. The first word on the chart is name. You probably recognize that one. My name is Paul. The next word is egg. Did you know what an egg was? Egg. Next word is bird. Look at the bird. Then we go to car, and you already know what a car is. You drive it down the street. Next word is fan. A fan can keep you cool in the hot weather. Fan. Then we have pill. Sometimes the doctor gives you medicine in the shape of a pill so that you can swallow it easily with water. And the last word that you can see on the chart now is key. The key is the thing that helps you open your door or start your car. Key. All of these words end in sounds that are voiced. We talked about the M sound and the N sound and the L sound when we wrote them on the board. These other sounds are also voiced sounds. Listen, put your hand on your throat and listen while we say these sounds through. You'll feel the vibrations. Name, egg, bird, car, fan, pill, key. Could you feel a vibration in your hand from your throat? That's because all of the ending sounds for these words are voiced sounds. When I add S to these words to make them mean more than one, the S doesn't sound like an S. It doesn't make the S sound. Listen as I say these words for the Z sound because of the voiced ending. Are you ready? Names, eggs, birds, cars, fans, pills, keys. Now say them after me. Are you ready? Names, eggs, birds, cars, fans, pills, keys. You'll find other words that have the Z sound on the end when you add an S to them. Now let's look at these other words. The first word is lock. You use a lock to keep people out of places you don't want them in. Lock. The next word is mop. Have you ever used a mop to clean your floor? Mop. Then we have the word rock. Did you recognize rock? The next word is nut. Nut. Then we have clock. Sometimes you're tired when that clock goes off in the morning with its alarm and wakes you up and gets you out of bed. Clock. Next is the word map. A map can tell you where a place is in this world. Map. And the final word is chip. Once you eat one potato chip, sometimes you can't stop. You need another chip and another one. Now listen as I read each word. Put your hand on your throat to see if you feel a vibration at the end of the word after you say it with me. Ready? Lock. Mop. Rock. Nut. Clock. Map. Chip. No vibration. That's because the ending sounds in these words are voiceless sounds. When I add S to make these words mean more than one, the S really sounds like an S. It has the S sound. Listen as I say the words again. Locks, mops, rocks, nuts, clocks, maps, chips. Say them after me. Locks, mops, rocks, nuts, clocks, maps, chips. Did you make the S sound at the end of each of those words? Good work. Okay, let's try a new game. It's a question game. I'll ask you a question about the picture that comes on the screen. You tell me yes or no and say the correct sentence that goes with the picture. Kathleen, will you help me show how we play this game? Here we go. Look at the screen. Are there 4 dictionaries on the table?
No, there's only one dictionary on the table.
Excellent. There's only one dictionary on the table. She used only one because my guess was wrong. I guessed too many. I guessed there were 4, but there was only one. Now it's your turn. Is there only one box on the floor? You should have said, no, there are 2 boxes on the floor. Let's try another one. Is there a telephone on the table? You should have said, yes, there's a telephone on the table. Good. Try another one. Are there 2 trays on the table? You should have said, no, there's only one tray on the table. Is there a man at the post office? You should have said, no, there are 2 men at the post office. Did you remember that man changes into men when we mean more than one? Good. Are there 3 hamburgers on the counter? You should have said, yes, there are 3 hamburgers on the counter. Are there 4 women in the living room? You should have said, no, there's only one woman in the living room. Remember, women, more than one. Woman means just one. Let's change the question a little. You ready? How many women are in the living room? You should have said, there's only one woman in the living room. Try another one. How many keys are there on the table? You should have answered, there are 2 keys on the table. How many books are on the table? You should have answered, there are 3 books on the table. Ask me how many telephones there are on the desk. You should have said, how many telephones are on the desk? There are 2 telephones on the desk. Now it's your turn to answer a question again. How many letters are on the desk? You should have said, there is only 1 letter on the desk. How many dollars are on the floor? You should have said, there are $2 on the floor. Terrific work. Just keep practicing those. Remember the numbers we learned in Unit 4? We learned to count all the way to 99. Remember 98, 99. The next number is 100. After we say 100, we read the rest of the number just the way we practiced it before. Counting from the right, 1, 2, 3 numbers is the 100 number. Then the rest of them say the same. Read these. 101, 105, 109, 110, 156, 175, 187. Good. After 199 comes 200. And the pattern is the same for the numbers in the 200s. Read them after me. 206, 219, 245, 263, 277, 281, 299. Now we're not counting with these numbers. They're not going in order. We're just using them in random order to practice reading numbers. After 200 comes 300, then 400, 500, 600, and so on. Let's practice reading some of those numbers. They follow the same pattern. Are you ready? I'll read them first, and you repeat them after me. 562, 831, 917, 156, 307, 745, 629. Good. Stay with me. Here we go again. 830, 711, 475, 258, 424, 749, 326. Can I give you a little test? Let me point to a number and you read it. Ready? You should have said 263. Good. How about this one? You should have said 745. Let's try one more. You should have read 258. Good. Keep practicing those. After 999 comes 1,000, and then the pattern follows the same. The thousands number is 4 places over from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's practice reading these numbers. 999, 1,000, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Now, let's try a new challenge because the numbers just follow that same pattern. Are you ready? 1,003. 356. It's a lot to read, isn't it? 1,134. It's your turn. 1,468. 1,832. 1,726. 1,583. The thousand numbers follow the same pattern as the hundred, so we can count up from 1,000. After that comes 2,000. The next would be 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, and so on. Let's use some of those numbers. I like to go shopping. How about you? Let's take a walk through a store and see how much things cost. Are you ready? We're going to use the numbers that you learned in Unit 4 and the ones we just practiced to tell me how much things are. Anna, will you help me demonstrate? How much does this coat cost?
$242.
Super, $242. Let's look at another price. Ismael, how much is the coffee maker?
$44.95.
Terrific number reading. Notice that Ismael didn't use the words dollars and cents. He could have said $44.95. But many times when we're speaking English naturally, we just read the cost of something with only the numbers, like Ismael did. $44.95. Now it's your turn. How much is the tea kettle? You should have said $31.99. How much is the vacuum? You should have said $139.95. Good. How much does the television cost? You should have said $319.95. All right, try another one. How much is the lawnmower? $999.95. Wow, what a fantastic job of reading the prices. How about a trip to the grocery store? There are a lot of prices for us to read there. How much is this pound of cauliflower, Anna?
$1.49.
Good. She could have said $1.49, but $1.49 sounds very natural. Saying $1.49 is another way that sounds natural when you're talking about prices. Kathleen, how much is this lettuce?
89 cents a pound.
Excellent. Again, that sounds very natural. 89 cents for a pound usually gets shortened to 89 cents a pound. Good job, Kathleen. Now it's your turn. Let's practice some more prices. How much are oranges? You should have said 59 cents a pound. You should have said 69 cents. Ask me how much onions cost. You should have said, how much are onions? They're 29 cents a pound. How much are tomatoes? You should have said $1.49 a pound. How much are grapes? You should have said $1.69 a pound. Here's something that isn't sold by the pound. How much is the cake? You should have said $9.99. Good. Excellent work. Let's go to the meat department. Most meat is sold by the pound. How much is the ground beef today? You should have said 97 cents a pound. How much is steak? You should have said $4.68 a pound. All right, tell me how much shrimp costs. You should have said $12.98 a pound. Then how much does a pound of salmon cost? You should have said $7.98. Look at this package of ground beef. Can you see the tag? How much does a pound of ground beef cost? You should have said $2.08 a pound. Then how much does the package of ground beef cost? You should have said $2.41. How much does this roast cost? You should have said $12.10. You could have said $12.10. Then how much is it per pound? You should have said $2.98. Let's look at a package of chicken. How much do I pay for a pound of chicken? You should have said $2.99 a pound. Then how much is the package of chicken? You should have said $3.23. Lots of practice in reading numbers. Good job. Keep up the hard work. Because there are other places that we use numbers. Let's practice a few questions using feet and inches. Are you ready? When we talk about people, measuring the height of people, how tall they are, even though it is feet that we're measuring in, we use the phrase foot, not feet. For instance, look at the video. How tall is Mary? You should have said 5'8". The 8 is the inches. Look at another. How tall is Jessica? You should have said 5'2". Good. Good remembering. Ask Ismael how tall he is. You should have said, how tall are you?
5'9".
Now it's your turn again. How wide is the pool table? Use only inches in your answer. You should have said 56 inches. How wide is the bookcase? You should have said 30 inches. Now, how wide is this television? You should have said 20 inches. Good reading numbers. Let's look at some larger numbers. Are you ready? How tall is this freeway underpass? You should have said 14 feet 6 inches. Notice that for feet they use that little apostrophe mark. For inches they use the 2 quotation marks. 14 feet 6 inches. How about this parking garage? How tall is the entrance to the garage? You should have said 6 feet 7 inches. You ready to practice some more? Let's try some speed limits. Okay, how many miles an hour can I drive on this street? You should have said 25 miles an hour. How about this street? You should have said 20 miles an hour. What's the speed limit on this freeway? You should have said 65 miles an hour. What about this street? How fast can I drive on this street? You should have said 35 miles an hour. Signs also tell us how far we have to go to get to a town. Let's look at some of those signs. How many miles is it to the town of Draper? You should have said 4 miles. Then how far away is Provo? You should have said 29 miles. How far is it to Las Vegas? You should have said 312 miles. How far is it to Fillmore? You should have said 38 miles. Let's practice reading some temperatures. We measure temperatures in degrees, so your answer is the number and then the word degrees. How many degrees is it on this sign? You should have said 66 degrees. What about this picture? How hot is it now? You should have said 67 degrees. You can see that we use numbers many times every day. It's important to learn them well, so keep practicing. You're doing a great job. How about another guessing game, just for fun? Jesus, do you want to play?
All right.
Look at this video of a man. Now it's your turn. Ask Jesus to guess where the man is from. You should have said, where's he from? I'm going to use the map to help Jesus. This is a map of the world. Jesus, make your guess. Where's he from?
He is from Mexico.
Oh, you think he's from Mexico. Close, but it's just a little bit farther south.
He is from Colombia.
Oh, here is Colombia. No, closer, but it's still farther south, just a little bit.
Is he from Peru?
That's right, he's from Peru. Now it's your turn again. Ask Jesus to guess how old the man is. You should have said, how old is he?
He is 28.
That's just a little high.
He is 26.
Oh, too low.
He must be 27.
You're right. He's 27 years old. Let's try another question. How tall is he, Jesus?
5'9".
Too short.
6'1".
That's just a little too tall.
5'10".
Great guessing, right on the nose. The man is 5'10". Now it's your turn. Ask Jesus to guess how much the man weighs. You should have said, how much does he weigh?
175 pounds.
Oh, too high, Jesus.
125 pounds.
Too low this time.
160 pounds.
That's very close, but a little bit low. Guess again.
163 pounds.
You got it. 163 pounds. Great work. It's time to go to our phonics drill. Are you ready to read some words with me? The first set of words we're going to read have the ah sound in them. And you'll see that they're made in various combinations of letters. There are lots of ways to make the sound ah. Read the words after me. Long, song, strong, chalk, talk, all, ball, haul, call, fall, mall, wall, small, ought, bought, brought, fought, thought, caught, taught. Good reading. These are all useful words and you'll want to practice them. Now watch me say these words and you repeat them. Check your pronunciation. Are you ready? Here we go. long, song, strong, chalk, talk, all, ball, haul, call, fall, mall, wall, small, ought, bought, brought, fought, thought, caught, taught. Good reading. Let's look at the next list. The next words we're going to read have the sound in them. Listen for the sound while I read them, and you repeat them after me. Burn, purse, curl, nurse, hurt, stir, first, dirt, bird, girl, word. Good reading. Let's go through it one more time. Watch and listen carefully and repeat the words after me. Burn, purse, curl, nurse, hurt, stir, first, dirt, bird, girl, word. Let's see if you can write as well as you read. We're going to do some dictation with the words we just read. You ready? The first word is talk. Write talk in your workbook. Did you spell talk? T-A-L-K. Good. Second word is all. An easy one. Write all in your workbook. You should have written A-L-L. All. If you can write all, this next one should be easy. A snap. Write the word call. Did you spell call? C-A-L-L. If you did, you're just right. Write the word small. You should have written S-M-A-L-L. Small. Now let's try a hard one. Write the word bought. You should have written B-O-U-G-H-T. Bought. Now try the word taught. It's a hard one. See if you wrote T-A-U-G-H-T. Taught. Let's try the word hurt. Write hurt in your workbook. You should have written H-U-R-T. Try another one. First. First is F-I-R-S-T. First. Another word. Write girl. Girl is spelled G-I-R-L. And the last word is word. Write word in your workbook. You should have written W-O-R-D. Keep practicing. It's time to practice some sounds that might be giving you some trouble. Ready? This word over here is thought. It starts with the th sound. Can you see my tongue? Thought. Over here we have taught. Thought, taught. Your turn. Thought, taught. Good. Let's look at another pair. theme, team. Theme, team. You read this word. Team. Good. This is theme. Good. This is thank, like in thank you. Over here we have tank. Thank, tank. Thank, tank. Excellent job. Another pair. Thick, tick. Thick, tick. Your turn to read. Thick, tick. Good. Another pair. Thin, tin. Thin, tin. You read them. Thin, tin. The last pair is just a little different. Then, ten. Then, ten. Read this word. Ten. Good. This is then. Good practicing on pronunciation. It's time to read our story. I'll read it through and you follow with me. John and Mary live in Plainsville. Their home is very beautiful. There are 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom upstairs. On the main floor, the kitchen is very modern. It has a dishwasher, a refrigerator, a gas stove, and many cupboards. The living room is large and comfortable. It has 2 sofas and 2 armchairs. There is also a fireplace in the living room. There is a bathroom and a bedroom on the main floor too. The house has many closets. You should have heard some endings on words that mean more than one in there. Let's read it through again. I'll read the first sentence and you read it after me. John and Mary live in Plainsville. Their home is very beautiful. There are 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom upstairs. On the main floor, the kitchen is very modern. It has a dishwasher, a refrigerator, a gas stove, and many cupboards. The living room is large and comfortable. It has 2 sofas and 2 armchairs. There is also a fireplace in the living room. There is a bathroom and a bedroom on the main floor too. The house has many closets. You're becoming a super reader. Now let's look at the screen. There are some questions. Let's see if you can answer them. Number 1. Where do John and Mary live? You should have said they live in Plainsville. Number 2. How many bedrooms are there upstairs? You should have said there are 3 bedrooms upstairs. Number 3. Do they have a dishwasher? You should have said, yes, they do. Number 4, do they have 3 sofas? You should have said, no, they don't, or no, they have 2 sofas. Number 5, how many stories does this home have? You should have said, it has 2 stories. Good answering questions. Now let's watch while Todd calls the school to have his daughter Beatrice excused.
Hello, Greenwood Elementary School. May I help you?
Yes, I'm Beatrice's father. She's sick and can't come today.
Okay, what's your child's name again?
Beatrice. Beatrice.
And her last name?
Ruiz. Ruiz.
And what grade is she in?
She's in the 4th grade.
What's her teacher's name?
Mrs. Jones.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Goodbye.